Yeah.
Hit live.
Yeah, we can hit live.
Take their seats.
Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to one of the highlights of the whole General Assembly, which is the Mountain Protection Award ceremony. That's the time when we reveal the winner of this prestigious award, which is now in its 10th year. Got a dozen shortlisted nominations. Details of those are already on the website. They come from all over the world. Everything from looking at reducing fossil fuels on Everest Base Camp to the seeing the effects of climate change. And there have been lots of inspiring projects. And tonight we reveal the winner of that. But we also are going to talk that there are 3 prizes. We have the overall winner. We have the Best New Initiative. And of course, the runner-up. So we're a little bit running over. So without further ado, I'll pass over to Peter Muir, President of the UIAA, to say some welcoming comments.
Thank you, Tarquin. It's interesting that you use the word, one of the highlights of the weekend, because it certainly is for me. I'm an optimist, and I take great reassurance from these projects that come up every year. It's always astounding to me, the breadth of the projects and the commitment of the people who create them. We've had an excellent pool of applications this year, many of them from member federations. Among the applicants, I noticed a truly commendable project from Turkey that encourages sustainable mountaineering practices to be taken from the mountains to the regular citizens. While I'm an optimist, I have to also say I don't envy the work of the Mountain Protection Commission and their experts in assessing these projects. It must be a very difficult task. I know it takes a lot of time and input, and it's a truly commendable result they come up with. I also want to acknowledge the continuing participation and support of the Valley Peak Outlook Foundation. They've been with us since the start, and I look forward to them helping with this valuable project for many years to come. I'm very excited to hear the announcement of this year's winner. I'm sure you are. I'm sure that the successful project, in fact, all the projects, will speak to and inspire mountaineers and regular citizens. They certainly do me. Thank you.
So in a moment, we're going to see who those nominees are. Just turn that off.
And this is working. Great. So I have the honor and great pleasure to announce not only the best initiative, new initiative today, but also the runner-up for today. Yeah, as you can see, there were 12 applicants, all extremely nice and good readings on how we can make our passion and our life more sustainable. But I think that especially the two prizes I'm allowed to present today to you, they are on the website already, so you know them actually. But if you've seen the website already, are actually the winner of the best new initiative, as well as the runner-up. Maybe I can have the next slide, please. So the Clare Local Development Company is an NGO that was initiated and supported also by the Mountain Federation of Ireland, of course, where they actually found out a solution to reuse wind blades. And just to give you some numbers there, that is actually that on average over the next couple of years, a lot of windmills will be decommissioned. And also on average, 450 of these blades are up for landfill, for bridges, for seatings in a mountain area. So that's what you can see on the artist's impression. That should be an example of such a bridge. You go to the next slide. So basically, is this the final solution to this problem? No, it isn't, because of course there's many more blades than will be used in the district trail. But actually, the reason for the MPE to give this nomination as best new initiative was first and foremost that it's a new perspective to salute to a problem which has not been solved yet. So it's a call and a pledge for being creative, inspired by this example of how can we actually reuse those kind of materials in getting more sustainable solutions and working with more recycling than just throwing away in landfill and nothing's done with it. There was one remark from the MPA as well, which was actually, are you sure that because there's plastics involved and chemicals involved in the blades, so are you sure that there's no leakage or contamination from the blades into the natural countryside? But as it is monitored and constructed together with the academic world, we're sure that there was also a pledge to the initiative itself that I will look at this and ensure that this is covered as well. And I want to end and close with one comment from the MPA that stating that your commitment to thinking differently about waste, repurposing and sustainability is inspirational. Moreover, your commitment to working and integrating solutions at the local level goes beyond business as usual. So for that reason, but especially also the inspiration and creativity to think about stuff which would otherwise be thrown away was reason for nominating this project and also for the best new initiative. So a big applause for the initiative. And then, of course, the prize for the runner-up. So they didn't make it to the prize winning, which Caroline in the second will announce. But this is of the University of the Philippines Mountaineers. As you can see on the picture, a bunch of happy men and women who are actually up there in the mountains and on the paths and trails of the Nature Park. And this is a huge mountain range in the Philippines. I've never been there, but you can see it on the map, I'm pretty sure. And actually what they are doing, they offered and they proposed a project to develop a trail across the entire length of this mountain range. It's more than 800 kilometers long, which is a huge effort to get this done. Basically, they said, especially for this prize, their idea is to use the money, the prize money also, to take a certain stretch of this route, about 160 kilometers, to further develop this. And this is also going to some crocodile country. But the reason for the MPA, so okay, this is a trail. The reason for this project to be nominated, going up for the runner-up prize, is basically that they are in very close connection with the NGOs, with the local communities, and they are very keen on not only developing the trail, but also looking at the benefits for the local community. So it's this sustainable approach that they are going for, and they take that step by step. It's a long-term project, but we support their next stretch in this journey, actually. So that's the reason, one of the reasons why we decided to give them this prize. So that's the reason for the Sierra Madre and University of Philippines to get the prize for the runner-up this year. So again, a big applause for them.
So many fascinating projects, though, and projects really to give us some hope and optimism in this very depressing doom and gloom of climate change stories. So next up is we have the actual announcement of the overall winner. So can we have up on stage, please? Oh, no, excuse me. My apologies. I have some words to read from the MPA's sponsor, Bali, from Nicholas Girota, who is the CEO. Over the years, the Bali Peak Outlook Foundation has built a broad coalition of global partners who have provided vital guidance and insights into its sustainability and efforts. Since 2019, we have been proud to support the International Climbing and Mountaineering Federation, championing Bali's commitment to mountain preservation and pioneering legacy since 1851. And we look forward to celebrating the Mountain Protection Award on its 10th anniversary this year. We can now have the video from Bali.
Home to 15% of the world's population. Mountains provide fresh water for everyday life to half of the nearly 8 billion humans on Earth. Nine out of the planet's 14 8,000-meter mountains are found in the Himalayas, including Mount Everest, the world's tallest mountain. At 8,848.86 meters high, Everest is taller than 23 Empire State Buildings. Known to the local Sherpa community as Chomolungma, Tibetan for Mother Goddess of the World, she's a towering beacon of light. And for a rare few, glory.
Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the Khumbu Valley and, of course, the world.
We are climbers, we are mountaineers. We faced obstacles all the time on the mountains. I remember my father telling me stories about the 53 expedition.
For him, it was a deep calling, and he made 6 attempts on Everest before finally make it to the top on the 7th with Sir Edmund Hillary, and Bali played a big role in it, kept his feet warm. You know, it was the closest that man had been to the moon. They were going to a place that no one had ever been to, not knowing if they would ever come back. But that enduring image of them, of my father, particularly the man behind the mask on the summit of Everest, is something that will always be a part of our history.
The mountains are a part of us. We are a part of the mountains. In 2019, Bali and ourselves, we partnered up and we cleaned from base camp to the summit of Mount Everest. In 2020, we came up with the idea to clean up all the base camps of all the 8,000-meter mountains in the Himalayas.
Bali Peak Outlook Foundation provides an incredible platform to voice the concerns of those who don't have a voice.
I don't think the world will change by a few people doing big things. I think that the world is going to change by normal people doing small things.
We must be very mindful and always remember that we are just temporary custodians to this spectacular part of the world that we happen to inhabit.
Inspiring stuff. I think that video really, for me, just highlights exactly what the Mountain Protection Award is all about and celebrates. So now we're coming to that point where we reveal the winner. This is the exciting high point. So let's come on stage. We have Carolina Adler, Paul Quackenbos, and from the Turkish Mountaineering Federation, we have Arda Odiyashi. Sorry, I'm getting your name there.
Thank you very much, Tarkan, and what a moment finally to be here after so many weeks and months preparing for this moment. Before I give the announcement of the winner, I would like to first of all acknowledge the Mountain Protection Commission itself for having worked so hard over the last few months, especially the working group that was set up to coordinate the assessment process itself. And that was led by Mary Sanserovino from the Alpine Club of Canada. So thank you, Mary, for this wonderful job you've done for us. I would also like to thank and acknowledge the external assessors with whom this task would have been impossible. And their important input and participation in the assessment gave the rigor and legitimacy for us to feel confident that we are indeed awarding the best possible projects as part of these awards. So thanks to those external assessors as well. Then I would like to also thank the UIAA leadership for giving the space for the Mountain Protection Award and the Commission to do this job also on behalf of the UIAA. I think this is important to acknowledge. And also to the UIAA office for their wonderful support in helping us reach this point as well. Without the education and coordination, this task would also not be possible. So thank you to the UIAA. And finally, of course, the Bali Peak Outlook Foundation, with whom this support and award would not be possible to give out. So with thanks also to them for their support and sponsorship for this work course. So thank you. Right, and finally, we come to the big moment where we announce the winner of the 2023 Mountain Protection Award. Here you are. This is Gear Tips, a recycling program from Brazil. And we have the proponent here tonight to give us a few words in a moment about this particular project. This was presented to us by Pedro Lacas Amaral, who's the CEO and founder of the Gear Tips Recycling Program. And one of the things that really caught our attention about this project, did you know, for example, that 1.8 million gas canisters are sold to mountain recreationists in Brazil alone every year? And what to do with these gas canisters? And this is a big question, not only with regards to waste and recycling potential, but also the safety element associated with gas canisters. Many of us have taken one of those and taken them out to cook our dinner and so forth when we're camping. And much of this accumulates without much closing of the loop in terms of recycling. And this project has done a fantastic job at finding a solution to this, and indeed be part of the way in which we need to also address waste overall. So with that, I would like to then welcome Pedro on stage so we can hand the trophy that will be handed to the winner. Pedro, please. We also have a little token on behalf of our colleague from the Turkish Federation, Ada, who has also been a member of the Mountain Protection Commission as part of this task. This is a little token also of our appreciation as part of this award. Thank you.
So before I talk to Pedro and congratulate you, let's see what your project is all about.
The presentation or the video?
The presentation and the video.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. I'm very honored to be here today and receive the award for sure for the most important association or mountaineering association in the world. And I would like to explain a little bit about our project. I'm not sure if it's already here. Okay. So actually, the Gear Tips Recycling Project is part of the Gear Tips, and I'm going to present very quickly what is the Gear Tips all about, and then I'm going to explain about the project itself. So we say that we are an ecosystem designed to connect, educate, and equip outdoor enthusiasts, enabling their experience in nature to be transformative and positive. So what we do, we believe that for sure, to be in the nature is very good for everyone, and we should bring more people to the nature, but we need to educate them to be there in the nature, because we know how fragile is the environment. And we think that to go to the nature, we have to have those three gears working together. First of all, we have to have be physically and mentally prepared. We have to know about the equipment and technology to choose correctly the equipment that we are going to use, and also to have a set of technical skills. And how do we do this? In general, we create a lot of content. We have events, and we can see in the next slide. So we have events. We started Gear Tips in 2016, and we started workshops for end customers, discussing about equipment and how they can choose properly their equipment for their outdoor activities. And from 2016 until now, we trained over 13,000 people in Brazil already. And also we have a YouTube channel with a lot of content. We have more than 40,000 45,000 people already subscribed. And also we have online congresses with over 40,000 people attending. So a lot of content, also blog with a lot of articles and technical articles and not so technical articles. So the idea is to generate a lot of content and connect people as well. So we connect the mountain guides, travel agencies and the brands and the end customers and adventure schools. So everyone together in this platform or in our events. So this is the idea in general, a few examples also of the events that we do in Brazil. And also talking a little bit about the environment. All our events are carbon neutralized. So you can see a few of our events from last year and this year. So we plant trees in Brazil in order to neutralize carbon emissions of our events. We started actually just neutralizing the event itself, but then we moved up to neutralize all the participants of the events as well. So now we are doing, growing and growing like this. And this also is the certificate that we neutralize our emissions as a company. And for instance, coming here to Turkey, also I took a plane, and by the end of the year, we are going to organize everything and calculate everything, all the emissions, so we can also plant more trees in order to neutralize all the emissions, including myself being here today. So because this part, this environmental area or part is so important to us, we started also to try to understand what problems or issues would be addressed in Brazil that would make some difference. For sure, we had several different issues, not just in Brazil, but around the world. And one of the issues that we thought that we could address and try to solve and try to come up with a solution is the problem with the gas cartridges. We have over 1.8 or 2 million cartridges being sold a year in Brazil, or probably more than this, because now we have other brands selling as well. The main brand that sells is NTK over there. And so the idea was, or the problem actually is, why don't people send the cartridges for recycling? So we have actually two problems. First of all is that the end customer, they don't know how to do this or where to send this. So most of the cartridges end up at the landfills or dumps. And the second part of the problem is that the recycling facilities, they are afraid of gas cartridges because they think that it might explode. Because for one part of the process is to compact everything that's from metal. And since it might have a gas residue inside, they think it might explode. So actually, it doesn't happen this way, but we try to understand the problems. And after this, we decided to create this collector. But actually, this is an idea that I had a few years ago, but I had no one to share the idea, to work together with me. So actually, I'm going to quote Yoko Ono in the next slide, that she once said that a dream you dream alone is only a dream, and a dream you dream together is reality. So that's what I did. So I got in contact with a few people that had the same idea, so we would try to manage this situation. One of them is in the next slide. The first one is Bruno Negreiros. Actually, he works with us at Gear Tips, and he is the coordinator not just of this project, but also he is the environmental and ESG coordinator in general of our company. So, and together with those other two guys, Vitor Cruz, he is an expert in waste management, and Davi Rezende, who is an artist who used waste to produce art. So it's a kind of it's not recycling, but it's upcycling. So it's a different way of thinking. We created together this device, actually using also waste materials such as you can see there. So everything is, things that would be sent to the trash or something, and we created the collector. So the idea is, also Bruno is going to say something to us. So now is the video.
Oh, okay.
But I think you press play.
Oh, will it work? Let's try. Hold on. Let me just.
Hello, I'm Bruno Gibbs, coordinator of Gear Tips Recycling Program. I'm here just to thank everyone about the Mountain Protect Award and to say that we are very proud about everything that is happening here. I can honestly say that those last few days are the best of my life. I can promise you that we will continue here working hard in our projects to promote the best positive environmental impact as possible. And remember, we can all do our parts. Recycle your canister and count on us to help in this process. See you soon in the mountains of Brazil or around the world. Bye.
So I have a few slides left. Well, anyway, so the idea is we built this collector that you saw there. It has three different parts, actually, or three different parts of the process. Let's say the first part or the first thing that we have to do is drain out. Okay, so first of all, the solution is as I was saying, we created this collector, and what we did is we started putting those collectors in, first of all, in shops that usually sell, they sell those gas canisters. So the end customer, after when they go back to buy a new one, they could to take the gas canister, the empty one, for recycling. So the facility, the points of collection, they don't recycle. So we make kind of a triangulation. We have the place where the collectors are, the shops or national parks and state parks and whatever. And then we find out the near recycling facility close to these collection points. So when they fill up the collection, the collectors, so someone from the shop or from the national park or from this partner, they take to the recycling facility, and for sure they have to take note and send to us how many gas cartridges they are sending for recycling. So this is actually the cycle. And what we did is, for sure, we have to explain everything to the recycling facilities so they can understand that there is no risk of recycling the empty gas canisters because they are perforated, they are damaged. I'm going to show you in a moment. Yes. So the process is in three steps. First of all, we have to drain out the gas. Usually the gas canister is empty already, but we have kind of a needle in a small hole where we can put the valve, and there is a filter for organic gases below. And if there is some residue, it gets stuck in the filter. The second part is to damage. So we have to this tool connected to the collector so we can perforate the canister. So, and with this being made, we can say for sure that there is no risk of explosion, for instance. And then discard, because it's kind of a trash can below the collector. And when it's full, then we send to the recycling facility. We have now 22 different places already, and 3 are mountain clubs already, but the rest of them are shops or retailers that sells the gas cartridges. And we are producing more 5 now. It's in the next slide. And starting with one national park, the Caparaó National Park. So it's going to be the first one that we are going to put in a national park. So we use for sure the social media, not from us, but also from all the partners of all the collection points, so we can show the end customer that this there is a possibility for recycling, and even though there is no recycling facility or point close to their homes, they can damage. They can understand that they have to drain out, and they can damage and send for recycling. But the idea is to grow the project so we can have in all major cities and all national parks and so on in Brazil. There are more two different slides, so we can go on. The next one. So for sure, we have to invest. Until now, we invested our own resources to have those 22 collection points. And we decided a couple of months ago to make a crowdfunding. And we had 60 donors. So the idea was to, we had 3 different levels. So the first idea was to reach 10 collectors, then 20, and then 30. But we just reached the first level. So the 10 collectors, around 7,000 reais. But 3 brands, Nautica, NTK, that's one of the manufacturers of gas getters in Brazil, Toyota and C2 Summit, they donated the same amount. So we could produce twice the number of collectors. So now we are producing 20 new collectors to distribute around the country. And the next steps is, the idea is to reach 60 collection points around the country this year and reach 100 next year. Actually, it's not difficult because we are discussing with Decathlon, for instance, that they have 40 shops in Brazil, and they sell gas cartridges in all shops, and we are trying to start cooperation with them. So if we can manage this, just once we can do reach our goal very easily. Also, engagement of mountaineering community in Brazil, for sure, it's very important. And winning this award, I think it will be much easier to convince everyone from the mountaineering community that actually having your support here it makes sense for them to support us as well. And here are a few images about the collectors, so you can see. That's it. Thank you very much.
Hey, great. Absolutely honored and a privilege to hear your project. How does it feel to you personally to win this award?
It's such an honor, for sure, and it's very important to us. Actually, I wrote down when I submitted the project that more important than just winning the prize or even the money that we were to receive was if UIAA could support us, even though if we didn't win the prize, because I think that it's very important to have such an organization supporting us that will help us a lot in Brazil. So when we won, so actually it was fantastic.
Now, you talked about Brazil. Do you see potential to roll this out potentially to other countries in Latin America?
Yes, for sure. The idea is, for sure, we're starting in Brazil. We have to do a lot of things in Brazil, but since we have a lot of partnership with brands that are also distributed around Latin America and all over the world, so our idea is also to contact them so they can support us in other countries. Not that we are going there to do, but we are going maybe to teach people how to do this, so we can grow around there.
I was going to say, what advice would you have for other countries, maybe outside of Latin America, maybe to other our federations or other groups around the world?
Well, I don't know how big is this issue in other countries. In Brazil, as you know, it's huge. But for sure, there are a lot of gas canisters around the world. So actually, it's not that complicated if you have the correct people working together with you. In Brazil, there is an important information that might be relevant. Due to the economic situation, a lot of people rely on selling recycled materials. So the people that pick up trash in the streets or in the dumps, like plastic or steel or aluminium, and it's a living for them. So that's why we have a lot of small recycling facilities. Actually, they're not recycling; they are part of the process. They collect and then they sell it to the companies or to the big companies that will really recycle. So actually, it's a good thing. I mean, it's not that good because of the economic situation, but on the other hand, it's good for the project because a lot of people are interested in receiving this material, this kind of material.
Pedro, we'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So that brings us to a close of the 2023 General Assembly. Was there anything else on the agenda? No. Oh, that's it. No, maybe there's a dinner, isn't there? So that begins shortly. All that's left to say is to thank the Turkish Mountaineering Federation for hosting us, and to actually thank as well everyone, although they're not here, who contributed and submitted proposals to the Mountain Protection Award. There's some amazing projects up there. They're all on the website, so you can read about many of the other nominees out there and hear about some positive news in the climate story. Thank you, Carolina. Thank you, Paul. And good night from me.